Once again, good afternoon. My name is Chris Maley. I'm the Vice President of Operations and the Training and Education Coordinator with Property Panorama. We are recording today's webinar. You probably won't get a copy of it until first thing tomorrow, but I will be sending those out to you in a follow-up email after the webinar. Really quick, before we get too deep into our full system walkthrough, I do want to go ahead and go over one thing that a lot of our MLS partners have requested that we place into our training events, and that's an antitrust statement. So, this event or meeting will focus on advancing the interests of real estate professionals and consumers of real estate services, increasing competition, reducing risks for all parties involved in real estate transactions, and sharing insights on business best practices. The following discussion topics are always prohibited: agreements to fix prices, limiting products or service offerings, allocating geographical territory or customers, and refusal to deal. Any discussion that is inconsistent with this policy will not be tolerated. Okay, and since we are recording today, I will be holding a Q&A section at the end, so please feel free to use the Q&A button throughout the presentation, and I will get to them. Some of them I may be able to get to live, but most of them I will be answering at the end of the webinar. But first, let's go ahead and get things started by giving you a little bit of background information about who Property Panorama is, what we offer, and summarize the products and services that are available to you. So, since we introduced our platform to the industry in 2002, our mission has always been really simple, and that is to connect consumers directly to the listing agents. Property Panorama is a digital marketing solution that provides tools designed to help advertise listings and brands online. We're currently integrated with more than 270 MLSs and associations, which attributes to over 1 million unique visitors per week to our website. Additionally, we are also integrated with all major vendors, and we will be telling you how to access your accounts from your vendor site as well. So, our flagship product, the InstaView Virtual Tours, provide each and every single listing with at least a free version of the virtual tour, which is an unbranded tour with a limited number of photos. However, if you are upgraded or you have a MLS site license, then you do get the full branded and unbranded virtual tour suite. These tours are automatically created and updated every hour with the MLS. So if you make any changes in the MLS, you're going to have those automatically applied to your tour within the hour. We also automatically submit and attach to your MLS. So it's going to be automatically attached to your listing. And then you also do have your SSO login from your MLS dashboard, which we'll be covering a little bit later in this section. Again, you do have the branded and unbranded virtual tours if you are upgraded. You also have access to the listing flyers and postcards. We actually just covered those on our last Tech Tuesday. I will also be sending out a link to our Tech Tuesday playlist, which is a little bit more in depth and more focused on specific items. So I will be sending you that playlist as well. You also have your HD listing videos, and those can be automatically shared to YouTube. A digital portfolio, which is your agent landing page that hosts all of your active listing inventory. And then you also have additional features, which we have one-click and automated social media syndication. On the automatic side, we have Facebook, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And there's a few other additional ones on the one-click side of the house. We do get full statistics from anybody that clicks on your tour, as well as capture any leads that consumers leave their contact information on. We have custom themes available for all of our products, so you can fully customize your color theme on any product. We also provide turbo text and QR codes for each of your listings. And then we also have the fully responsive design. So it doesn't matter if you're looking at it from a tablet, from a phone, from a computer, it's going to be optimized for that screen. So this is just an example of what the virtual tours look like between laptop and mobile devices. As you'll see on the right-hand side, you now have three photos showing at once instead of just one, just to maximize that device space. This is a branded version of the tour, so it does have a contact tab as well as the agent information built into it on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side are the details of the listing, so anything that's pulled in from the MLS. Additionally, down at the bottom, we do have our toolbar, which is going to either be the tour, which is what you're looking at now, or if you go to the next one, you have a quick access photo panel so consumers can scroll through the photos quickly. We'll cover the neighborhood insights a little bit later because that's actually a separate upgrade. But up next is the Google Maps integration. So as long as you have a mappable address, unfortunately, if you don't have a full address like a lot number or something of that nature as the address, it is not going to map properly. But you can toggle the Google Maps on or off if you do have a lot listing. That way, it doesn't give a bad location. We also have our schools tab, as well as a simple mortgage calculator. And then finally, all the way at the end, we do have our additional media resources. So if you have any additional marketing materials that you would want to use, say you have a drone video or you have a 3D floor plan that you want to attach to the tour, you're able to do so, and it would all be on that final tab. And as I mentioned, it does have that contact section on the left-hand side when you clicked on it. This is what it looks like when it opens up, so consumers can leave their contact information as well as a short message and let you know what services they are interested in. And then this is what the MLS pool data looks like when it is in that full expanded view as well when you click on the Details tab. So that's a quick 2-minute look at the InstaView virtual tours themselves. Here's just a few example of the PDF flyers and postcards that are available within your account. There are currently several different templates available. We're adding a few more. It's looking like it's going to be closer to the end of the month when those get added. But we're looking at probably 6 to 9, depending on which ones get through our beta testing group. But you'll be seeing some new templates showing up here shortly. And then, as I mentioned, the agent digital portfolio, the agent landing page. So this is just a quick look at that from a mobile and a desktop, but let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into it. So this is what it looks like on a full screen environment. There's also additional templates available for this. This is just our basic one that is the first one in the lineup. As you can see, it has the phone number, a quick access to the My Tours and Contact Me sections, and it also is going to be fully branded to you and your brokerage. One thing I will say is you can also have your website and all that in those boxes below. We just did this as a quick example for you. But if you go down to the tour section, if you click on the more info, it's not going to take you into the tour anymore. What it is going to do is take you into a single listing website, which has access to the tour. That way, it does have the full listing details directly on a single page when consumers open it up. They can then click on the button to view the virtual tour. Both the single listing website and the virtual tour are both lead capturing. So if any consumers do leave their contact information, that's going to come back to you either via email or by SMS text, depending on what your settings are within your Property Panorama account. And we'll be going over that when we get into the members area. If you do have more than 9 listings, that View More Tours button will actually take you onto a page that is all of your listing inventory, all of your active inventory. And then down towards the bottom, in the About Me section, you can add testimonials, a biography, and then it does have the contact form again at the bottom of the page for consumers to reach out to you. So again, that's just a quick look at the InstaView aspect of the system. So the thing that we get asked the most is how do you create your virtual tours? It's really easy. All you need to do is make sure that the following options are selected as yes during your listing entry. And that's internet display or display on internet. It may even just say internet. Uh, every MLS is a little different in the verbiage, but anything that has to do with internet, IDX, and either include InstaView Tour, include Property Panorama, or include free virtual tour, It's going to be any one of those three. Just make sure that those are all marked as yes when you are submitting your listing, and we'll create that tour within an hour. As I previously mentioned, you're also going to get that submitted back to the MLS to be attached to your listing. Again, probably about an hour time frame, depending on how often that your MLS processes those sheets that go into them. You're also going to receive an email from us with both the branded and the unbranded virtual tour links. That way, it's really easy to use. You don't even need to log into your account to get those links. We do recommend going in there, though, if you want to make your flyers, postcards, or any of those products. And then the second most popular question that we get is, how do I access my Property Panorama account? As I mentioned, we are integrated with every single major provider. However, you can also get there from the new listing notification. So that email I just talked about that said, here's your tour links, there's also a login button. But if you're from Flex, you can also go to products, then Property Panorama, Matrix, it's links and Property Panorama, so on and so forth. So just find your provider on the screen, and that is your smart link location. That's going to log you in without a username or password being needed. So once you do that, that is going to take you right to your member dashboard. So from your member dashboard, you can get to any part of your Property Panorama account, any part at all. So up top, the digital portfolio is also where you're going to set up your profile. So if you don't have a profile picture or a company logo in there, just click directly on that image where it says profile picture or company logo, and it's going to prompt you to browse your computer for those files. Additionally, you're going to want to make sure that your phone numbers are right, your email address is right, so your consumers are reaching out to the correct numbers. That's found on the account page, and we'll be covering that here in just a little bit. But before we get to that, we'll finish up on the dashboard first. So as I mentioned up in that digital portfolio block, that's also how you get the link to your digital portfolio page. Additionally, you can also share it, edit it. So this is where you can change the color theme, the background images that are used, and any content that you have shared on there. You can also get the statistics for your digital portfolio. The statistics will also have your leads nested in there. So if anybody's reached out to you directly from your digital portfolio, that's where the leads will be nested. And then finally, this is just a little bit of an information tab about the digital portfolio itself. Moving on down a little bit further, you can see your three most recent listings. As long as that eyeball is open, that means it's public and it's being displayed on the internet. If you accidentally click that, there's going to be a little line that goes through it. That means that it is not public. So it's going to deactivate the page. So if you want your tours to be displayed, just make sure that it has that open eyeball on it. Down below that, if you click on the image, it's going to open the branded tour. You're also going to see two buttons to the right-hand side. If you are not upgraded, it's actually going to say upgrade here instead of licensed. And then down below that is promote. So clicking on the upgrade would take you to purchase an InstaView virtual tour license. Or down below that, if you click on promote, it would take you to purchase an Adtensify campaign. And that's placing ads across the web and social media. We'll be covering that a lot more in depth towards the end of the presentation. Now on to the meat and potatoes here of the virtual tour items. First, you have the linking page. This is where you can get all of the shareable content for your listing. Next is the edit button. This is how you get into the tour manager where you can make changes to the tour itself. Next is statistics. This is going to be your listing specific statistics. Or if you click on statistics from the left-hand side, that'll take you to your account-wide statistics. Then you can narrow it down by listing or by inactive, just to see what kind of history you've had with your listings in the past. So there are a lot more robust options going from here, but this is going to be listing specific underneath each listing. And then if you've created a PDF flyer or postcard, whichever one you've set as your primary, this is just a quick access button to it. And that goes the same across the board for any of the listings. If you have more than 3 listings, click on the View More Listings. That's going to open up a paginated view so you can get to all of your listings. So we've covered the statistics as well. And then finally, settings and syndication, which can be accessed here or from the bottom left block here. That's where you set up your automated syndication to Facebook, X, YouTube, LinkedIn. It's also where you can manage any emails that you get from us. If you wanted to opt out of specific emails, you can do so. And it's also where you're going to set up your email address for your leads. So make sure that your leads are going to the correct email address at that point. But as I mentioned, when you're setting up your profile itself, after the profile picture and company logo, I would say probably the second most important thing is making sure your email and phone number are correct. So you can adjust your email address as well as your phone numbers down here. Just make sure that whichever one you want displayed prominently on each of your marketing materials is in this first block. You have it marked appropriately and click on that primary checkbox. That's going to ensure that it shows up on any ad campaigns that you purchase, on your virtual tours, your flyers, your postcards. Any material that you make in our system is going to use that first one and primary, so it just makes it that prominent number. Likewise, from this page, you can also add your biography as well as testimonials and your own personal website. Now, this block up here where it says office information, that's pulled in directly from the MLS. So if it does show your office website in there, it cannot be edited from here because it is in the office account in the MLS. And then the next most important thing before you even start really using the tools in here is making sure that your settings and syndication are right. So if you want to opt into Facebook, X, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you would just select the radio button for yes all the way down on each one of those items. Likewise, we do also have, like I mentioned, the email and SMS options where you can opt in or out of any of the emails that do come from our system. And then we also have the ability to add SMS for your lead notifications. The one thing that I will put out there is we are only going to use that text for leads. We're not going to be sending you our email notifications through your phone. So it's only for leads if you do opt into that SMS. Up next, we do have our linking page. So that's clicking on the share icon directly below your listing from the dashboard. And this is where you're going to get your virtual tour links, as well as the ability to one-click share to any of those icons that you see in the upper right block. It's also, if say you want to place the virtual tour on your personal website, you're more than welcome to do so just by using that copy embed code option. Down below that is where you can create your pro flyers. We do create a classic flyer. It's the first three images just to have a placeholder here. However, if you want to create something that's customized, just click on that Create Manage. There will be a button that comes up says Create New, and then you can create as many flyers and or postcards that you want for that listing. Down below that is the listing video. That's the video that would automatically be shared to YouTube if you are opted into it. You can also download it directly to your computer. That can be shared on Instagram, YouTube, Vimeo, wherever hosts videos at that point. If you do have a change that you made manually to your listing, say you added additional photos directly within Property Panorama, not through the MLS, you can click on that generate button and it will regenerate the video with the new photos. It just wants to make sure that you've saved everything and everything's the way that you want it before you click on generate. Up next is the TurboText. You can download the blank sign writer using the button. You would just want to use 2.5-inch mailbox lettering to fill in that window with the TurboText code. Those codes are unique, which is why we recommend using the mailbox lettering so you can peel and stick and reuse the signs themselves. And then down at the bottom of the page is the media links. This is where you can add those additional marketing materials, your drone videos, your Matterports, your 3D floor plans, any additional materials that you want to include. Go ahead and place them there. That makes your tour a one URL solution. That way, if your client wants to see all of the materials that you have, you can send them one link and say, "Hey, it's all nested on this one link here." You just need to go to the media section and it'll have the rest of the tools available for you. Moving on over to the tour manager. That's the edit button directly below the listing. The first side you're going to see is mainly grayed out. And the reason for that is because it's pulled in directly from the MLS. So anything that is grayed out, you cannot edit within our system. But if you do make the changes within the MLS, say it's a pricing change, it'll take about an hour for us to update. Likewise, we do make sure that the unbranded virtual tour is MLS compliant. So unfortunately, this field also cannot be edited up top, that unbranded description. If you do update the unbranded description in the MLS, it will update on the tour. However, because the branded materials are for your own personal marketing purposes, you can adjust these and you can, it's just a click and edit, just like you would in any word processor for both of those fields. Now, as of March, this is one of our last March, this is one of our newer updates where we've actually adjusted the way that the photo section works. So if you click on that add or manage photos, you can still upload additional photos as you could in the previous version. You could still create panoramas as you could. However, the way that this system works now is when you click on the image, it'll allow you to adjust the photo name and or description, make it your primary. Now, this primary is a little bit different than marking one as primary in the MLS. The reason for that is marking it as your primary here is what's going to make it the prominent image going to social media. So when you make a post about the property from Property Panorama, that's the image that's going to be featured, whichever one you make primary. Additionally, if you wanted to hide a photo, you're able to do so. And then this is brand new. Click and drag. You can reorder the photos right within Property Panorama. You don't have to reorganize the photos in the MLS anymore. That change will take place instantaneously once you close out of this window. So that's the new photo section. And you're going to see with the new version of the tour, there's a little bit of a different version of the theme manager. So when you're changing the colors, we'll go ahead and open that up there. So you'll see that there's a header, a footer, the photo panel, the contact tab, and the detail tab. So we've simplified it a little bit. And we've also made it to where you can adjust the colors, the opacity, and the color of the text all within one section to make it a little bit more streamlined for you. Additionally, when you click on the color, it will give you the option to use our color picker, which is a slider option. Or if you know the hex codes that you want to use, if you have, say, your company's color palette, you're more than welcome to type in the codes and it won't be an exact match at that point. But once you're done here and you click on the X, it will save your changes automatically. And then we're going to move on to the audio and photo effects tab. So on the audio selections, we have approximately 75 different selections available to you. However, if you're upgraded, you do have the option to upload custom music or a voiceover to the branded virtual tour. That's by clicking on the upload custom audio option. Now, the one thing that I will say is if you're doing a voiceover, it's going to play once and then it will revert to a music. If you select it as music, then it's going to play on a continual loop. Additionally, if you are uploading, say, commercial music, something you would hear on the radio, you do need to obtain the proper permissions. That can be through ASCAP, BMI. There's a couple of different organizations out there that do licensing rights. But it can get quite expensive. So if you're looking for an alternative that maybe sounds like a song that you're looking for, but you don't want to spend the extra 3 grand for licensing something by Michael Jackson or the Bee Gees or something of that nature. Um, at that point, you would be able to use something that they call royalty-free music. If you look it up through Google, you'll have hundreds and hundreds of different sites that are available to you. And usually you can get those songs for anywhere from $5 to $10 a piece for a lifetime license. The photo effects section, that's the Ken Burns effect. That's the zoom in and zoom out. You can have it on, or if you do deselect it, it's just going to turn it into a straight slideshow where it does slide from image to image at that point. So that is the tour manager from start to finish. This is just the final preview screen just to make sure that everything looks aesthetically pleasing to you before continuing on with any other endeavors that you're doing through your Property Panorama account. Now, that was everything InstaView. We've covered the digital portfolio, we've covered the InstaView virtual tours, the flyers, the postcards. Now we do have a couple more add-ons that are available to you. One of those is Neighborhood Insights. It provides local content and local demographics, and these are hyper local to the property. Here you can see just some of the demographics that are provided through uh, Neighborhood Insights. Which is powered by Local Logic, and it does have things like average income, employment, income brackets, total population, population by age, owners versus renters, the types of housing, commute modes. So I mean, it's a great tool, especially if you have consumers that are interested from out of the area. So it does give them a little bit more insight to the neighborhood itself. And then on the flip side of that, the neighborhood insights local content. So that gives you location scores, transportation scores, the drive scores, the walk scores, how the public transportation is, the schools, as well as any local amenities, groceries, shopping, movies, the character of the neighborhood. Is it lively? Is it quiet? So it does give you those in a decibel rating as well. So it will tell you how loud or how quiet the neighborhood is. Nature scores, how much greenery is in the area, if there's local parks, playgrounds, pools, things like that. And wellness, so any gyms, hospitals, doctors' offices. So it's going to give you a full layout of what is within 2 miles of the property. I think it actually breaks it down to 1.3 miles is the initial, but you can scroll out further. So it does give you a great, great tool for consumers that may not be familiar with the neighborhood or lived a town or two over and just don't have those full insights to this neighborhood itself. Now, like I said, this is an add-on. Neighborhood Insights by itself is $22 a month or $225 annually, and that's for unlimited listings. It doesn't matter how many listings you have. If you pair this up with InstaView, so if you bundle it together, it's only $25 a month, and that's for InstaView and Neighborhood Insights, or it's $250 for the year to include both of those together. So you're getting some pretty big savings if you go with the bundle, definitely. And then finally, the other add-on product that we do have available is Adtensify automated digital advertising. So Adtensify places listing or agent campaigns that are designed to drive traffic and expose your listings or your brand, and they do display on all devices. The one thing that we do leave out is mobile games, and that's just because it's not the right demographic. We don't want, kids sitting there looking at a house and giving you false information. So these are targeted to adult consumers that are actively searching for real estate. Uh, it'll display on, again, mobile, tablet, laptop, desktop, it doesn't matter. And there are no zip code restrictions with our ad product. Here's just a few examples of the websites that the Adtensify ads go to. So Bleacher Report, Weather Channel, Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. Facebook is included with each and every single campaign. And that's an important thing to note, and you'll see why here in just a moment. But again, these are just a few examples. And on the left there, you can see how the ads do appear. They appear at the top of the page within the natural scroll of an article. This is what's called premium placement. If you're familiar with the old newspaper terms, this is the equivalent to above the fold placement. And the reason for that is because we want to make sure that consumers are seeing it as soon as the page loads or it's within that natural scroll of the article, and it prevents it from getting buried on the page. As far as targeting is concerned, like I said, these are targeted ads. They're going after consumers that are actively searching for real estate. Now, you can target it three different ways, though. You can do a 15-mile radius around the property, up to three zip codes, or a specific city of interest. So you can pick any one of those. If you are looking to run out of state, obviously, I would recommend picking three major zip codes within that area because it might fan it out a little bit to consumers that are more likely to move down. Our experts at Intensify on that side of the house within our support team will be happy to help you in any way possible. They are the experts on the trends and getting those clicks for you. Intensify pricing. So campaigns start at $59.99 per week. Again, each and every single campaign does include Facebook. However, if you purchase two or more weeks, you're going to get an additional week for free. So instead of that 118.99 for 2 weeks, you're getting 2 weeks plus 1 week free at 118.99. You're going to get an approximate 12,000 views from that, probably closer to 15. Again, 3 weeks, 149.99 plus that free week. Now, on the right-hand side of the screen, if you were looking at an agent campaign to advertise yourself, market yourself as a real estate professional in the area, at that point in time, those start at monthly campaigns. 199 is the base price, and that's approximately 25,000 views. If you do turn on the automatic renewal, you're going to get an automatic 10% savings. So that's where that $20 comes off at the 179.10. Again, all campaigns do include Facebook ads. However, if you want to bolster your impressions on Facebook, we also do have Intensify Plus. So for an additional 19.99 per week, you can add an additional 1,000 views on Facebook. It's the highest click-through rate of any site, and approximately 2 billion users average 40 minutes or more per day on Facebook. Now, we can also add on Instagram. Instagram is not in the base package. Meta views it as a premium service, which is why it also does come, unfortunately, with a premium price tag. It is $10 more than Facebook at that 29.99 per week. You can add Instagram to any campaign, which gives you 1,000 views approximately every week on Instagram. If you are targeting a younger demographic, say 45 or under, Instagram is a great tool to use. Plus, engagement is 58 times more likely on Instagram. So you might be getting more of those likes and clicks directly from Instagram at that point. So that covers all of the products that are currently available to you. Now, I'm very excited about this one. I've had a big hand in this one. Revideo. The reason I'm excited is because it's a way for you to create video shorts directly from your mobile device, and it can be shared to any one of the social media networks on the screen. So it can be shared to YouTube Shorts, Facebook Stories, Instagram Reels. So it can be shared to any one of those services. It also allows you to add photos, video, record video. It even can add text overlays, music background, so you can fully customize your short. And the best part about it is it's going to tell you if you are over the time length for any single one of those, so you'll know when you're within the specific time frame constraints for each one of those services. So it is a great tool that is getting ready to launch. I mean, it's in beta testing right now. So it's getting ready to launch here within the next couple weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw it I would say right around tax day is when you'll be seeing those email notifications coming from us saying that this is officially launched. We might have a soft launch and you may be getting uh, some requests for testing. If you do, the product will be provided to you for free during the testing period, plus for an additional couple months afterwards. So if that's something that you would be interested in, please feel free to email our support team, and they'll be happy to put you on the list as well. But that does pretty much wrap up everything that I had for you today. If there are any questions, please feel free to use that question and answer button. But before I wrap things up on this end, once again, just need to display that antitrust statement per our MLS partners. And once again, I do want to thank you for taking time out of your days to, join us today and learn about these products that are available to you through your MLS, as well as the products that are uh, available through Upgrade. In closing, I would like to ask you to follow our blog. That's at blog.propertypanorama.com. You can also access our training videos, including those Tech Tuesdays that I was talking about, by going to youtube.com/property panorama. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell. That way you get notifications anytime we post any new training materials. It seems to be that we're adding 2 videos a month. Plus, I will be getting into a couple of updated training videos because of some of the social media services that have changed the way that their services work as well. And then finally, anytime you need assistance, we are here Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Time. However, our team will get back to you if you contact us after business hours, the following business day. So you can reach out to us at support@propertypanorama.com. You can click on the live chat icon on our website, or you can give us a call at the 440-290-2200. Option one will get you to InstaView and Neighborhood Insights experts. Option two is going to get you to our advertising experts with the AdTensify product. But I did not see any questions come in. So at this time, I'm going to give you back about 20 minutes of your day. Hope you all have a wonderful and successful day, and we'll see you back here maybe for one of our Tech Tuesday episodes. Have a wonderful day, and thanks again for joining.